So would you like to change something in your company? Would you like to improve things, but you're not sure where to start? Are you struggling with it? In this video, I will show you 3 tips how to get better at it. So let me start with a story of a fictional company. Okay, there is a boss, let's call her Sarah, and she has a fairly typical corporate structure in her company. And one day, Sarah decides to start an improvement initiative, and she would ask her employees, please suggest some improvements. And the first guy, Bob, suggests, oh, we need to invest into a new IT system. This IT people, what they do, not very good. Barbara would say, oh, these salespeople, I don't like the way how they don't fill properly the reports. It would be so much better if the salespeople would do their job better. One guy, let's call him Bill, says, oh, I would like to have better communication from the leadership. And more people suggest things. I would suggest that finance and compliance wouldn't just bring obstacles to our work. I would like the IT people to be more friendly to us. I would like to have this and that. What these improvements have in common is that very often people suggest that other people or other departments should improve. And that is a problem, because this thing can end up that nobody does anything. Everybody just points fingers at other people's or departments and say unless they change, I will refuse to do anything. And everybody is stuck. Stephen Covey has a good theory about where you should start and what you should change. And I like it very much, and this is very applicable to this situation. Because let's look at this Barbara. And Barbara has something which is called a zone of concern. These are all the things in the company that is concerned of her, that touches her, But not everything she can change. So she has a zone of control. These are things she can directly change. Something which she can do, or if she has a team, her team. If Barbara would be on top of the corporate ladder, it would be quite easy for her. Her zone of control would be quite high. If Barbara is in the call center or at the reception, her zone of control might be quite small. There is a third zone, actually a zone of influence. This is the people around you can influence to change what they do. And the trick is to understand what you can control and what you can't, and just stop worrying about things in your zone of concern that you can't change and focus on what you can change. Maybe your zone of control is too small, you say, and my change will be not significant enough. It will not solve all the problems. And that is for sure. But it's important to understand that this is the only strategy, only personal strategy to change things is to start with what you can and influence the others. So first tip, how to change things, start with yourself. This is a tip not just for you, but also an idea you should communicate to your team. Now let's look at a typical improvement project. Okay, let's say we would like to shorten a monthly budget reporting from 20 hours to just 2 hours. That's the project. That's the improvement project suggested by Sarah. And what people would typically suggest in this situation would be invest money in it. They would say, in order to be able to do that, we need to hire more people. Okay, we need to maybe new IT system, we need new equipment, we need more inventory, etc., etc., etc. So people tend to solve problems with money. They throw money at things and hope they improve. And it's quite easy to understand, because this is what marketing of large corporations tells us to do to us as a consumers. You have a problem? There's an app for that. For a tiny monthly subscription, we can solve your problem. If you have that problem, just buy these products and the problem will be solved. So, but it doesn't work very often, because we don't have that resources, and sometimes it's not possible. I like what Paul Akers says. Paul Akers is a lean manager, and he likes to say one thing, and I like this phrase a lot. In solving problems and improving things, you don't use your wallet, use your brain. So use your brain, not your wallet. Okay, so that is quite important principle, because maybe with this reporting problem I mentioned before, maybe investing into a new IT system or automating it would shorten the time by 70%. But you don't have that budget. So what you should do instead is to think about, okay, what can we do for free? How can we use our brain to make it work? And maybe there are things that can be done. Maybe you organize your team better, you clearly assign roles and responsibilities, you make sure you know all the functionalities with the software you already have, you try to look into the process and try to remove unnecessary steps. And you'll find out that with these free things, you can improve the process by maybe 20%. That's not 70, but that's still better than zero. And it's a good start. And very often, if you show this, it gives you a better negotiation power, maybe for the investments. If you come to your boss and say like, hey, Sarah, we already improved the process by 20% by just, doing free things. Now we would like to propose the investment into new IT system. Your negotiation power is much greater. So the investment should not be the first step of improvement. It should be the last step of improvement after you used all the brain solutions. Okay, so tip number 2, use your brain, not your wallet. And there is one more thing that Paul Akers says to their people. He found out that people are scared of improvements. When he suggests to these people, bring me some improvements. In a lot of companies, it looks like that. If you would like to bring some idea of improvement, they will tell you, fill this 15-page form, and after it gets approved by 15 people, maybe in 6 months, you will get this new printer you wanted, or you will get this new software you wanted. So people are, discouraged of thinking about what can be improved. Or sometimes people are not even sure where to start. People think that the improvement should be big things and they never did it before. So they tend to do nothing. So Paul Akers invented a method. Okay, he asks his people, could you bring me an improvement of 2 seconds of your time per day? People say like, 2 seconds. I can probably do that. That's not that difficult. But why 2 seconds? Will 2 seconds make any difference? Probably not. But if you do it over and over, people will learn and you will start the snowball effect. Because if you say 2 seconds, everybody say, 2 seconds, I can think of something. And what they do, when they create some improvement, maybe they will they clean up their desktop, or write some new checklists, or just rethink how they do things. Maybe they will save not just 2 seconds, but 10 minutes a day. And saving, by the way, 10 minutes a day in a year, it will add up to 1 full working week. So it's 10 minutes a day, but it can be a week in a year. So, and it is, people get excited and they get inspired and they get confident about being able to improve something. So that is the start. The good idea is to put the bar very, very low and use the snowball effect. If you're interested into ideas of Paul Akers, I highly recommend watching several YouTube videos. I will link them below. One is about this one. He's from manufacturing environment, but what he says works also in any kind of environment. So you should watch his videos, amazing stuff. Also, he wrote a book called 2 Second Lean. which is a very easy and simple approach to Lean Six Sigma and improvement culture. So if you're into these things, you should read that book. It's free and it's short and it's fun. So tip number 3, the snowball effect. So these are the 3 things, how to change things in your company. But I will tell you one thing. These things will not only work in your company. These are general principles that you can apply also in your life or in the world we live in. So I wish you can change things. It doesn't matter which change is on your mind, but I hope that with these ideas you will get more successful with your change.